Man, we live, y'all. What's up? What's going on, everybody? This is Worship Culture Live. I'm Isaiah Thornton. We have the one and only Razine K. Lewis with us on tonight. Razine is so much stuff, but she is the founder and CEO of Confessions Publishing, amongst so many other things. And then we have the one and only Megan Porter, who is, we really should be calling her Dr. Porter, but this is Megan Porter, a health specialist who is partnered with Worship Culture. And we just appreciate both of these ladies. Listen, tonight, man, we got a heavy topic, so we need y'all to share this. We jumping in this thing. Do y'all hear me? We are jumping in this thing tonight. It seems like, man, for the past, Gary, what's going on, man? We need y'all to share this. We talking tonight. Listen, we talking about respectfully cheating. Man, are y'all ready to dive into this? Yo, we got some major stuff we need to talk about tonight. Listen, I don't know if Worship Culture Live is turning into the relationship show. I am not a relationship expert. I am not what's the boy name? Derek Jackson or what's the name? Mm-mm. What's the other man name? I can't think of his name. The one be going off on my
Kevin Samuels.
Kevin
Samuels.
Yo, that dude
is hilarious.
Man. Hey, that dude is funny. Do you hear me? My man's is funny, yo. So listen, so we got a lot to talk about tonight. So Crystal Allen in California, she shared a post, and I want to kind of read this just so we can get the basis of it, of what we're talking about tonight. Y'all share this, put it in the comments, get y'all questions in, get y'all comments rolling. Man, we want to help marriages, we want to help relationships, we want to help individuals who are thinking about jumping into a relationship. We want to help. We are by no means relationship experts. We're not going to tell you what to do in your relationship. This ain't none of that. We just going to give opinions and facts. Do y'all hear me? That's all we're going to do is give opinions and facts, man. But I shared this with the team on, what day was that, y'all? Was it yesterday or today? It was today. I shared this with y'all. But Crystal Allen, a good friend in California, shared this post. And the post, it said reality star Megan James, she speaks on infidelity. And her comment was, I believe in cheating respectfully. Now, without me going any further, I want to hear from y'all. If somebody says that, what is your initial thought when somebody says, I believe in cheating respectfully? What do you ladies say?
Well, first and foremost, I mean, just very surface level, I think I would say if you believe in cheating respectfully, then you're not ready to be in a relationship. So you should just get out of the relationship at that point. Okay. If your mindset is to cheat, but cheat respectfully, then at that you're not ready to be in one. So just get out of it.
Okay. So you're not ready. What about you, Raza?
On the flip side, that sounds like a woman that's willing to accept anything. So I would question her. What is that? I would question her self-esteem. It doesn't matter how someone look on the outside, how much they fix themselves up. You cannot tell me you have high self-esteem and you care about yourself and you're talking about, cheating respectfully. Like it's okay to cheat respectfully, because what she's saying is she'll do it and it's okay if it's done to her. And I just, it's foolishness. Foolishness.
Okay. Very much.
Okay. So obviously neither one of you agree. These two ladies on here don't agree with the notion of what is called cheating respectfully. So let me dig into more of what she was saying, so we can actually open this, this box and see what's actually what. So Megan James is of the Bad Girls Club and Basketball Wives. She was on Notorious Queens when she actually made this comment. And these were her words. She says, I believe in cheating respectfully. She elaborated during the show's confessional, and this is what she said. She said, cheating respectfully to me is where I don't find out. Now, this is her words. She said, I don't find out. That's cheating respectfully, is having control over your other women, using condoms and not having babies. Like cheating respectfully, because believe it or not, your man is going to cheat. These is her words. These ain't mine. I'm just reading verbatim what she said.
Poor little Tink. It sounds like she's never been with. It just sounds like she's never been in a monogamous relationship.
She sounds hurt. She's hurt. She's been hurt many times, and that's why she thinks it's okay.
Okay, so you say that she is. Oh, yeah, exactly, Netta. Everybody. So I knew I knew it wasn't really nobody gonna agree with this like that. You know what I mean? I don't understand the premise of it, because cheating is cheating. It's not a respect thing to cheating. You know what I mean? Cheating is the ultimate form of disrespect. You know what I'm saying? We got a lot of comments. She's settling for nonsense. She absolutely is settling for nonsense.
Yeah,
she absolutely is.
But you know what? But you know what? I have something to say though, as someone that was engaged to a cheater. You know, and I'm talking about cheater, and he broke all the rules that she set out. One of the most you know, when I think back on that time period, like when I was listening to what she was saying, I laugh because I remember thinking to myself, like, he don't even have these hoes in control. You know what I'm saying? So if we're going to be real,
I need you to say that one more time. Say it one more time, Rosie.
I was like, when I found out, and you know, there were rumors about babies and things like that. One of the things that I thought was, he don't even have these hoes under control, you know. But I wasn't. Y'all gonna get me in trouble. I wasn't saying that it was okay that he had cheated with these women, but it was already, you know, I was feeling embarrassment and shame and all of this stuff, dealing with it, because it wasn't private. It was very public, because he's a small town celebrity. I was in a small town at that time, away at grad school, you know, and it was like all out in the streets. My business was all out in the streets. It was stuff about the situation on Facebook. You know, it seemed like I was the last one to find out. And it's like I had to deal with that part of it, him cheating, it being public. And then it was like, you don't even have these women under control where they feel like they can disrespect me, you know. But I wasn't saying it was okay for it to happen, but that was a thought that came up in my mind. Like, you gonna cheat with women that are just loose and willing to just tell everything, you know. It added an extra layer of disrespect on it. But I did think that, like, you don't even have them under control.
I thought you was gonna say it 3 times. We was 2 for 2.
We're ready.
Had to remember what it
was. Okay, so listen, we got comments coming in. We got our listeners on. So we've heard the basis of what. Now, mind you, she's 26 years old, so she is a little younger. Meg, how old are you? Meg, you what?
20? I'm 27.
You 20? Dang, she's a year younger than Meg. Man, a year make a difference, don't it? It does add more sting. Yeah, sting
it
to
hurts.
It. Add more sting to it.
It just shows what she said, shows why we need women that have morals and values, and women with wisdom to pour into younger women, because it seemed like the standard is low right now. You know, like, okay, just keep you go ahead and cheat, but just don't let me find out and keep it from me. It's like, what you gonna find out when you go to the doctor? You have an STD? What? Like, you know, it's like the standard is low. It just shows why we need women that are pouring into women, younger women, pouring into them even before they become 26, because this is not okay. We're talking about our health is on the line. If you're sleeping with somebody who's sleeping with other people, we're talking about, we have people that are crazy now. So what if one of the side chicks get mad and blow your head off? There's so many different things that can happen because of that. So it's not just cut and dry. You know, women need help.
Okay, so what about so that we add balance, to the conversation, to the discussion. And Spanky actually said something. Spanky said something that was important, that I actually wanted to talk about, because that was, and I sent you guys this, where we talked about polygamy that, you know, happened in the Bible. He said Lady Rashonda Doris would preach a sermon on me. And let's see, young men need, young men need direction too. So, okay, so
Yes.
Spanky said something that was important that I want us to touch on tonight too. But let's bring balance to it, because we know the stigma is that men cheat and that's the height of it. You know what I mean? But also to bring that full circle. There are women who cheat and there are women who brag about, never being caught or never being, found out in any kind of way, anything like that. So to bring balance to it, I think that aside from women having the mindset of accepting, cheating, there are a lot of women who do cheat as well. Y'all done got quiet on me now. I said, Shawnetta said the men doing it and the women, if they're a cheater, exactly, need help too. What within them is driving them to be polygamous.
Listen, man.
So let's talk about both spectrums, both sides of it. What makes women cheat?
I'm gonna tell on myself. When I was younger, I've cheated before, but the person that I was with, I wasn't serious about them. I didn't want to let them go, but it's like, okay, so you could be and this is when I was younger, like I was in my 20s, my early 20s, right? Like you with somebody, you feeling them, but you may be feeling this person too. I wasn't sleeping with both people, but each person had something that the other one did not have. And during that time, I was exploring. I was finding out what I liked in a man, what I did not like. I was just in college, living my life. So I'm not going to sit here and act like I've been faithful to everybody that I've been with. But when I did cheat, the few times I did do it, the people that I cheated on was not a person that I saw myself with long term. I was having fun. It was like, okay, how, you might like this person a little bit more, but you like that person too. It was no excuse. We weren't talking about marriage. We were not living together. It was nothing long term. Right. It was just like, that's just what happened. And I did it because I wanted to explore. I did it because I was thinking, well, he'd probably be cheating too. It's not an excuse, but that's what happened. I wouldn't do it now though, because my mindset is totally different.
You more mature now. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. You more mature now. So, okay. So, there are a lot of words, that have been thrown out. Now you were younger, obviously, and you said you wanted to explore. You weren't married. It was not serious relationships. So let's talk about that then. So open relationships. There are a lot of people who believe in open relationships. And I think that on the premise of what she's talking about, I think that this is a mindset of an open relationship to a certain degree. Now, if she's doing something, I don't know. You know what I mean? But she's okay with her man, doing it as long as she don't find out. Now, if I find out, I don't know what's going to happen, but it's like, I'm cool with, now it was a comment she made. She said, I'm not leaving a man over a one night stand with B. That's what she said. I'm not leaving a man over a one night stand. What do y'all feel about that? Hey, this her words, not mine.
So my question to that would be, so how many one night stands would it take? Would you allow for your thought process to change? I mean, because I'm sorry, but I mean, I guess to each his own, but I just feel like, that's a sign to me that, like Rosine said, the standards have definitely changed. They're definitely dropping, and that's not acceptable. I'm sorry.
Listen. I'm on it. I'm getting married, so I don't want my husband to be cheating on me as a fiance or a husband, and I'm not going to be cheating either. But in my previous relationship, he cheated more than once. It was like the first time he cheated, I thought, okay, he's really sorry, he's really remorseful, and I thought he was going to quit. me not knowing this is just, this how he is, so it's very tricky when you look at whether or not it's a one night stand or whether this person is going to continue to do it. It's a part of them. You never know until you're caught up in the situation and you find yourself battling and wondering, because it can be where it's a one-time occurrence, but it also can be where it's a part of that person. I think what needs to happen if you're in a serious relationship and infidelity is going on, you got to get down to the root of the problem. Like, what is happening to cause this to happen? Like, is there miscommunication? Where did we fall off at where now you're going to another person and you're having intimate relations with that person? So, you got to ask other questions. And okay, this was a one night stand. We need to get to why you're having one night stands,
Why you're having one night stands. That alone, that comment alone. Listen, if somebody, I'm gonna tell you this right now, if somebody is having one night stands, they do not want to be in a relationship. If they are having continuous one night stands, then they don't want to be in a relationship. Tiffany said something that was really good. Once they know they can get away with it, they continue doing it. Does the respect level for the person you're in a relationship go down? And when I say that, I mean the person who is cheating, does your respect level for your mate or whoever go down because you can get away with it? Like, is it just like, oh, they ain't gonna say nothing? Oh, they ain't gonna, I'm gonna just do it. They ain't gonna check me. They ain't gonna be on my heels about where I'm at. They ain't gonna be on my heels about what I'm doing. I can go and freely move and do this and do that and all of that stuff like that. So is that true? I think what she's saying is true. I really do.
I think so. Being in that situation, I think so. I think that, one person can love a person so much and they can want to see the good in that other person, but that other person will look like, oh, so she's stupid or he's stupid, or, I can do it again. They didn't leave this time, so they're not going to leave again. It just all depends. We're talking about the contents of it. Is the couple married and this is happening? Because when you're married and something like that happened, you took vows. You need to go to counseling. You gotta, it's so much more. So if it's a relationship where you're just dating, it's going to be different. It's easier to walk away, but if you're in a marriage, it's a little bit harder, to walk away. But I really do think that's from my own experience. I can't speak for anyone else, but for my own experience, I think that he felt, because I forgave him when he initially did it. Then here it is. He's doing it again, but I was not married to him. So I'm not going to say that for people who are married, this is the same thing. Like, you need to go to counseling to fight for your marriage. But it's like, it's like, for me, that's how it was. I forgave him once and he continued to do it.
Spanky said something, and I want to say this. He said many men have families on opposite ends of town, and the kids didn't know it until he died and met their siblings at the funeral. I want to tell y'all something. That's actually a true thing. Believe it or not, my grandfather, that happened. Like, no lie. Like, had children, had a whole nother family, and literally had kids with the woman, and the kids had the same names as my mom and them. I kid you not, man.
Wow.
I kid you not.
And it all goes back to what? It all goes back to what? The woman's standard, though, because her man was with somebody. He couldn't be with both women at the same time.
I don't know if my grandma knew about it. They found out about it, but I don't know if she knew initially. You know what I'm saying?
She could have not known, but the other woman, I'm pretty sure the other woman knew about your grandmother.
I don't know. Those two
could have. I'm married to you, and you're not home at night.
I don't know, but that I've never told anybody that. I probably told Melissa that.
You didn't told everybody,
the whole world.
But, yeah, I don't care. No, but I think that it's important for me it's important for me because on both sides of the spectrum, I never really my mom's parents lived in Laredo, Texas. Y'all know I'm half Mexican. I say this all the time. I can speak just a little bit of Spanish. I can't speak a lot, but they were in Laredo, Texas. So we didn't grow up necessarily around them. And my father's mom died when he was 2. So we presume when he was 2 years old. So this was like 1940 something. And then my dad's father, it's a crazy story. Can I tell y'all a story real quick? I'm gonna be real brief. So just so y'all, so what I've had to deal with, there's a such thing as things being passed down from generation to generation, and you're not really knowing why you're dealing with what it is you're dealing with. Both of my grandfathers were some jokers, man, and I kid you not. So I told y'all about my mom's father, but then my dad's father, they were left in Mississippi, Belzoni, Mississippi, to be raised by their, and I told you my grandmother died, when he was 2 years old. So my grandfather, this is how we all ended up in Peoria, because he left them, the children, in Mississippi in the house by themselves and moved to Peoria. And he started another family, with another woman. And so for me, I used to wonder, like, man, why am I like this? Like, what? But if you look back at my lineage, I've had to fight through a lot. And you can ask my wife, thank God that I can sit here and say that I have a wife, and we have a very, very healthy relationship now. You know what I mean? But I've had to fight through a lot of things, not knowing, and I learned this stuff later on in life. I learned it like later on, in life, why, a lot of the stuff that I did really was like generationally influenced, if that makes sense. I don't want to be super spiritual tonight. You know what I mean? Not to say, we can't be spiritual, but a lot of things I believe was on it was generational curses. You know what I mean? It's just some crazy stuff that happened, that me personally, Isaiah, I ain't ashamed to sit here and say it, you know what I mean, that I've had to deal with some crazy things in my lifetime growing up. And even when me and my wife first got married, we had to battle some crazy heels, you know what I mean, to get to this healthy place, where we are now. If you were to look back, we've been married 8 years now, and coming up on August 9th, on our anniversary, if you were to look at us, a few years ago, you would think we wasn't gonna make it, man. But let me tell you, I asked God, I asked the Lord, and I need everybody to hear me. I asked the Lord to change my heart. I asked the Lord to change my mind. You know what I mean? And let me fall in love all over again with my wife. And Razine will tell you, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is true. Like, I asked the Lord, you know what I'm saying? Because it was something I didn't want to give up. It was something that I didn't want to, to let go of. She was somebody I didn't want to, I want to spend the rest of my life with her. You know what I mean? And
ain't God good?
Lord did it. God did it. That's all I can tell y'all.
Wow.
Is like, for real. The Lord changed. Nobody has convinced me that the Lord is real. The Lord genuinely changed my heart. And I was, listen, man, I was a hot mess. And I ain't ashamed to say it, because, you know what I'm saying? I'm walking in purpose. I'm walking in victory. You know what I mean? And I'm walking in my calling, my vocation, and my anointing. I was a mess, but it took God to change my lenses. You know what I'm saying? And whatever I saw in anybody else, you know what I'm saying, I want to see that in the one that I'm with. You know what I'm saying? And people don't, they don't talk about this. And I hear a lot of men, I ain't never cheated in my life. I've been with my wife for such and such and such and this and this and this and that. But if you look at another woman, you know what I'm saying, in a way that you shouldn't look at her, you cheating. Y'all don't like that, but
Basically.
it's the truth. No, it ain't no basically.
Mhm.
It's the Bible. It's the truth.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? If you looking at another woman, you know, you Googling at another woman, you looking at porn just because you ain't slept with nobody and did this, and you on TikTok and you looking at booty shake videos, y'all don't like the truth. If you doing all that stuff, you cheating. That's just the guy, and this is coming from a man. You cheating. You don't like it, but it's true. It's you cheating. You know what I'm saying? So I'm one who's an advocate. You know, I want to help people's relationships. I want to help build people's relationships because I know where my relationship has come from. I know where God has brought, you know what I'm saying, my relationship, you know what I'm saying, from. Thank God that you want to change. A lot of people don't want. I want to put this up. Thank God. He said, not TikTok, bro. That's funny. Thank God that you wanted to change. A lot of people don't want to say, they don't ask God for help. And that is true. A lot of people don't want to change. A lot of people are comfortable, but I knew my assignment was greater, and I can't preach and help marriages and counsel marriages and my marriage is a flop. You understand? It doesn't, I don't have it in me, you know, to just be, you know, be that fake. You know what I mean? I'm just being real. It's like, nah, man, this can't be, you know, but I wanted to change. Jason said, not TikTok. Jason always on TikTok. You can come off that TikTok, brother. No, I'm just playing. Ain't nothing wrong with TikTok if you're on there doing the right thing, man. You know what I'm saying? Or Instagram. I'm just being real. You know what I'm saying? A lot of that stuff is meant to captivate the eyes and the minds and the eye gates of people, and that stuff gets in your heart. You know what I mean? The Bible says that a man is drawn away of his own lust, and I don't just mean men. That's talking about women too. Mm-hmm. You know, it's talking about mankind, humanity is drawn away of their own lusts. You know what I'm saying? So whatever entices you, you know, that's what's going to draw you away and pull you into, you know, into that nonsense and stuff like that. So, so we're talking about respectfully cheating and the basis of respectfully cheating. Her basis was, as long as you use a condom, don't bring home no babies, you know, all these things like that. So I want to hear, you know, from the brothers as well. It was a lot of comments I was missing while I was talking. Let me go back to these comments. He said Papa was a Papa Rudd. Yes. He was a rolling stone. And I want to tell y'all this. I'm proud of my Thornton heritage because there are a lot of things. We just buried a family member today. We did her funeral today. And my family got together, you know, with musicians and singers, and everybody was, you know, on stage singing and worshiping, you know, so there's a lot of good that came from that. But I also recognize what I need to watch out concerning generationally in my family, you know, and not let slip up. It stops with me. My kids and all that ain't gonna be none of that nonsense. Write a book. Yes, I will. Actually, yeah, I am. I'm working on a book actually too. It's our heritage. Let's see. But God, yes, God did it. That is the Bible. Yes. All right. So I went through all the comments. So let's talk about that. Wearing a condom. I've had people say that to me. Man, just wear a condom. They're serious. I've had people say that to me. I ain't gonna call their names, but I've had some people, y'all wouldn't believe. They said this, just wear a condom. You'll be all right. Just wear a condom. That's not the right way. So what do y'all think about that? Just wear a condom. You still cheating.
Sexually transmitted diseases are real.
Mm-hmm. Tell them, Ross.
So you wear but sexually transmitted demons. I mean demons. You know, so you can wear a condom and you can wear a condom and, you know, not get an STD, but that does not mean that you're not passing on anything that's going to be detrimental to you. It's true. Like you're laying here, you having sex with somebody, all of a sudden you wondering why ever since you mess with that person, you're acting like them, or you're wondering why all of a sudden you're acting differently and you can't put your finger on it because they didn't have sex with whomever they're having sex with. And so now y'all demons just like, you know, y'all mixing, intertwining. So some people don't want to talk about it, or some people don't believe in it, but it's true. You know, you're laying down having sex, so you're laying down with that person, and you're laying down and you're basically swapping them demons. Okay, you're basically it's a lot going on, not just the STDs. Because, like you say, yes, condoms can break, but also this is Worship Culture Live, so we're gonna talk about some spiritual things as well. But literally, there is it's true. You have sex with somebody, the spirits that they have, it's you, boo. Because as a woman, you're opening up yourself to someone, and as a man, you're depositing in her, whether or not you have a condom on. There is still a change, even if it's not bodily fluids, because of a barrier, meaning a condom. There's no barrier when it comes to spirits transferring.
Come on. That's good.
God loved David. He was the apple of his eye. He was polygamous. Men got to be honest with themselves. So let's talk about that polygamy in the Bible. I didn't want to get there just yet, but Spanky keep bringing it up. Spanky like polygamy, obviously. He keep bringing it up.
Come on, Spanky.
It says David also suffered the consequences for his sin. You know what? That is such a huge
child
topic,
behind
man. That is such a huge topic, because there are a lot of people, believe it or not. Abraham, was polygamous. Abraham had other children outside of Isaac and Ishmael.
How about Solomon? How about Solomon? When he was focused on his assignment, when he was focused, when he was focused on his assignment, and when he wasn't focusing on a booty all that much, he got a lot done. He was very blessed. When he started focusing on the women more than anything, more than his assignment, he got caught up, and because of it, he forfeited certain things. So they were doing that, but you got to look at these stories and these men a little bit in depth, because Abraham did get in a little bit of trouble when he slept with old girl, and he had Ishmael. So we gonna say, what about polygamy and all that other stuff? But come on, we got to talk about the whole book, and we have to look at the consequences for their actions.
So was polygamy? Let me ask you guys this: was polygamy a way to spread life throughout the earth? I'll say it like that. Was it a way to fertilize the earth with human beings? Was it? I mean, I'm just asking that. What do you guys?
It was.
So okay, so then let me ask y'all this then. So if that was the case, is it a case where God used polygamy to accomplish what he wanted to accomplish? I'm just asking. I'm not saying I necessarily ascribe to that. I'm just asking that question. Is that what we're saying, or is that what we think?
Hey, Spanky, what does Spanky got to say? He in the comments real heavy.
David's children suffered because of he suffered, and his children suffered in a major way. In a major way. But let's talk directly about the polygamy. We know what the Bible says in the New Testament concerning and this is more so bishops, but I think it really can't apply to modern day marriage, being the husband of, and it made a specific one wife. Now, if you get deeper into that, I don't think that is a thing where it's like, now if your wife die or something, and you get remarried, I don't think that's what that scripture is talking about. What I do think it's talking about is at one time you having more than one wife, you being, the sole protector and covering over more than one woman during that time. It says Muslims, Mormons, African, etc., practice polygamy. Europeans started this monogamy BS. Spanky, you really into that polygamy, huh? Hey, how many girlfriends you got, Spanky? Hey, talk to Spanky.
How many wives? No. Polygamy is talking about wives. You've been married to wives.
I know that. I'm saying, I'm talking about because he ain't married. That's why I'm asking that. I mean, boy, how many women you got right now? He said, my question would be, if that was God's intent, why would anyone have to suffer the consequences? That's a good question.
That's a good question.
What do y'all think? If that was God's intent. So then what was God's intent to spread life throughout the earth? What was God's intent? What do we feel that God's intent was to spread life throughout the earth? I'll say it like that. What do we feel? Meg, what do you think? Roz, what do you think? What was his intent? He told Adam to be fruitful and multiply.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So how would life have been spread throughout the earth had not those things happened?
Eve would have kept having babies, and her kids would have had kids, and everybody would have been having kids. But you got to remember, when God made Adam, he didn't make Adam, Eve, and Sabrina. He took Eve from his, the rib, and he fashioned her, right? So if it was his original intent for, fashioned, if it was his original intent for a man to have many wives, then he wouldn't have just been so deliberate by doing that. And he woke Adam up. So come on now, he didn't take, a rib, one part of the rib and give it to, Eve and then Sabrina. No, it was Adam and Eve. But because of the sin of man, that's why we got into the situation that we got into. So I mean, that's what I feel.
So you saying that it would have just been Eve just continuously having babies, and then
her babies having babies.
Mm-hmm.
So how would her babies have babies then?
They would grow up and they would sleep together and they would have babies.
When they get older.
We're not even about to come on, Isaiah.
I was getting ready to ask a question.
Don't do it.
Rozzy almost took it back to the jam days.
Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do me like that. I'm not on the hot seat, Isaiah. Come on now. Let's stay on topic. Let's stay on topic.
I had a flashback.
Let's stay on. Isaiah used to haze me when I was coming up in ministry. Isaiah was my leader, and he used to haze me, and he would say he would not be, there, and he was sneaking, and he kept us on our toes. So listen, we're staying on topic. You asked the question. That's just my viewpoint.
I agree. Spanky said, look at the animal kingdom. Humans are not the only species who practice monogamy. Humans are the only species, who practice monogamy. Yeah, and humans are the only species who have a soul as well. May the Lord add a blessing to the comments. All right, look. So, polygamy. This is a huge topic. You really, honestly, we're not going to be able to cover everything tonight. Because that's such a big topic. It's such a broad topic because there's so many questions that get into. Now, if we're talking about was that God's intent, then why would it be a sin if it was God's intent? And then why do you pick it up in the New Testament to where it's very specific on, what marriage, and even I think even throughout the scripture, when Jesus was talking, concerning, marriage, he didn't include multiple people.
Torrance talking real good. You need to put his comment up there.
What he's saying, what type of marriage would someone be seeking to have with polygamy? If it's anything outside of the real and actual gifts and fruits of marriage, then I get it.
Gifts and fruits of marriage.
I get it. Wait, he said not true. Wolves, cranes, beavers. I feel like Jason just Googled this, y'all.
Like, who knows this stuff? Like,
he Googled it.
You either got too much time on your hands watching the Discovery Channel, or you just Googled this. Wolves, cranes, beavers, crows, and several other animals mate with one mate for life. Man, that's deep.
Wow.
Man compared himself to wildlife. Yeah, man, I'm with Torrance on that one. Like,
we supposed to be dominion over wildlife.
Exactly. But listen, I want to go back to the reason why I wanted you to put his comment up,
Yeah.
because he said the real and actual gifts and fruits of marriage, there are benefits to
Yes.
being with one person. There is
Yep.
benefits to being in a monogamous marriage that you cannot get sleeping with all these people or being married to all these people. That's why I wanted to put that comment back up, because that just hit my spirit real
you
good.
can't. The Bible is very specific about that, and I didn't realize the blessing I had, in what the Bible says. He that obtains a wife obtaineth favor, from the Lord, or he that finds a wife rather obtains, favor from the Lord. I'm a beneficiary of that favor. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
There are things that I seen happen just because, what I'm saying, I, was in right relationship, with my life or with my wife, you know what I'm saying? Because I obtained that favor. Let's see, we got a lot of comments coming in. The family unit would be stronger with multiple cooperative parents. Spanky, your household.
Spanky, what?
Spanky is a troll. Spanky is a troll.
Listen, I just my kids. My daughter wants to be a veterinarian. She's an expert animal. Yeah, sure. Yeah, okay. That's where you got it from.
Said wife, not multiple wives.
Notice you said wife, not multiple wives.
Right.
That's true.
Come on.
Yeah, that's true. He that finds a wife finds a good thing and obtains favor with the Lord. So, man, listen, we got a lot more that we could cover. A lot more covers respectfully cheating. I have to say this. Honestly, is just another way of cheating. It's not a respect thing that goes. It's just another way of saying it. You cheat.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? There are
Can
levels.
I say something?
Yeah, there are
Can I
levels.
say something Todd Hall said in 2016? And it freed me, man. It freed me from that relationship I was in. He came to visit our church. Remember when Dr. Todd Hall, Bishop Todd Hall used to come and preach and prophesy the house down. One thing that he said from the pulpit that freed me, he says, it's not cheating if you're not married.
Wow.
How y'all feel about that statement? He said, wait, hold on.
Hey, you want to know how I feel about that statement? I'll tell you. How
you feel about that?
Wow. I mean, I want to see, this is the thing. And I think this is why marriage now in this particular generation, it has been diminished to a certain degree because, people, they basically just kind of function, they put all their eggs in the dating and then actually building a life together. You know what I'm saying? They put all their eggs in, we just gonna be right here at this level. We're not gonna take it to that, actual legal and, covenant commitment relationship level. I have a huge thing about dating. If you're dating and it's not to the level to where you're saying we are working towards marriage, but you're just dating, then I feel like you still a single person. And to be honest, I feel like you single until you say I do. That's just me though. You legally, you single until you say I do. You're not held captive. You understand what I'm saying? To nobody's, covering or to nobody's commitment. If you're not legally married, you understand what I'm saying? You still single, now, however you choose to function and move in that relationship is on you, but you still single. That it ain't no getting around that. You single. You might say, oh, I'm dating this person. You dating them, but you single. You know what I'm saying? That's just is when you go fill out a form or something, or you go do your taxes, or whatever the case is. You filing single unless you filing married. And if you ain't married, you're not legally you single. You understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. That's how I look at that. I'm missing all kind of stuff because I see all these comments coming in. Let's see. That's a tough one, especially when before marriage, two people are supposed to be committed. That's your choice to say I'm going to be committed to this person, or you have a choice to say I just kind of want to be on the dating scene. I want to, you know what I'm saying, date this person. I want to date this person. I want to date this person. If you're in a committed dating relationship, guess what? You still single.
So then let me ask this question.
Hold on.
Wait a minute.
You are legally you're still single. Go ahead.
Okay. Let me say this then. If legally you're still single when you're dating somebody in a relationship with somebody, then how is cheating respectably a bad thing then? Because if you're saying
there is no how can I say it? You doing more emotional damage than you are doing covenant damage, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? You doing more damage as a, you know what I'm saying, as a person who's just literally hurting the heart. Now you hurting the heart of a person if you're in a marriage too. Don't get me wrong. You know
right.
but there's a lot more at stake. You know what I'm saying? If you married in a committed, you know, covenant relationship, and when I say covenant, I'm talking about you have taken your vows, excuse me, you know, before the Lord and before witnesses. You know, that's the reason that when you get married, you got to have a witness there. You know what I'm saying? So that this thing can be official. It can be a legal binding document, but it can also be a covenant relationship before God as well. So
listen. If we have a verbal agreement, because verbal agreements are binding. If we have a verbal agreement, listen. We're not talking about it in court. I'm just saying.
But you brought that legal terminology talking about, you know, it's a binding agreement. You know,
you can't take a verbal agreement to court.
No. We're not talking about court, but I'm just saying, like, if I'm dating someone and we have an agreement that we are because it's different from dating and being in a committed relationship, right? Yes. So if we're dating, you know, we're collecting data, we're not in a relationship together, then the expectations will be different. But if we're in a committed relationship with each other, I don't think you should be out there swapping spit and all that other stuff with people.
No.
Like, come on now. That's cheating. I
want to be, my whole premise is to say that you're single until you say I do. That's my premise. Now, however you choose to move and shake in your life, and if you say I want to be in this committed relationship, you know, I'm not ready for marriage, but I do just want to be dating this one person, that's totally fine. But the fact is, you're still single. Now, if you choose to move in that way, then that's fine. I don't see why you would want to do that for so long. It's people that you know, date. They never get married, but they still uphold that commitment. It's like, if you're gonna uphold that commitment, why not just go on and make the thing legal? You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. It's like, you know, that's just me. I don't know. Anyway. He was, and I agree, for those that aren't married and enter into those situations under the agreement, that is a monogamous situation. If I knew then what I know now. Yeah. Torrance said something I want to put back up.
That was good.
He said, what about your covenant with God? God would not want you to represent him in that way, married or not. Respectfully. And I agree.
That's true.
Hey, listen, I totally agree. And I don't want you guys to misinterpret what I'm saying. I want you guys to hear me. And I agree with you, Torrance. I think that our representation as believers, you know, now some people ain't believers. Some people, they move and shake how they move, and that's fine. But as a believer or a non-believer, until you say I do, you're single, guys. That just is what it is. I don't care how you try to spin it.
You're single for paperwork purposes. Okay.
You single. You are single. You single.
Let me tell you something. If I'm in a relationship, I am not single.
Listen, you're single in covenant. You're single for paperwork purposes. You are single until you make it official. Now, I'm not telling you just because you're single to go out there and, you know what I'm saying, act buck wild and do whatever it is that you want to do. But listen, dear man, my dude, honey, whatever, you know what I'm saying? You single. It just is what it is. That's really a non-debatable thing. You are single. But now if you choose to say, I want to be committed to this person in a dating relationship, then that's your choice. But guess what? if you wake up one day and you say, you know what, I don't think I want this no more. You're single. You have that right to do that. Guess what? When you say I do, you don't have that right to do that anymore just to say, you know what, I don't like, I'm not feeling this no more. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you don't have that right to wake up and just say, I don't want to be here no more. I'm leaving. I don't ever want to talk to you. When you're single, you can block a person. You can get rid of it. You know what I'm saying? You can do all kind of stuff. Stop talking to a person. Do y'all understand what I'm saying? You are single. And that is the problem now, is that we have put relationship, status of dating on the same level as marriage. And they are not the same. They are not the same commitment. No, they are not the same. Listen, they are not the same responsibility. They are two different responsibilities. You being single, you don't have the same responsibility that I have as a husband to a woman and a man that's just dating a woman. You don't have that same responsibility. I don't know what they're saying in the comments, but I hope y'all understand what I'm saying. Because I agree with Terrence that you want to represent God well, but the reality of it is that you're still single.
I'm with Torrance. He said, let my fiance say she's single if she wants. She's going to be a prophet when it's all said.
Hey, listen.
Let me tell you, I'm with him.
Y'all don't like it, but she's still going to be single.
Listen, I wish my fiance
until you say I do.
Isaiah.
Now, again, you can be in that, you can make that commitment if you want to date. That's fine. You can do that.
Listen,
but if you want to get out of that relationship, you're single. Unfortunately, my ex-husband would disagree with that. He wasn't feeling it anymore. Oh man, Elena. And proceeded to get married 2 more times after me. Serious issues. Oh wow. Okay.
Listen, I'm sorry, yo. I'm sorry, yo. You gonna bring the fighting demon out of me. My fiance. It's not okay for my fiance to be with nobody right now. We're engaged. I'm sorry. He's not single. Yeah. He's not single. Okay. Yes, he is not single.
Yes, he is.
Isaiah, we're gonna fight. We're friends.
You ain't gotta like it, but that man's single until he say I do.
Single. I'm not single
guess
either.
What? You guys can break it off today, and you would not be in any kind of reproach whatsoever. And that's just that.
Let me say this though, because we live in a time now where marriages, I mean, you lucky if you even last a year or two. So you can leave the marriage the same way you can leave a relationship nowadays. That's what I mean? Now, back in the day, I mean, it wasn't like that. But now people leave a marriage just like they in a relationship. Mm-hmm. So what's the difference there? It's kind of the same thing.
Well, I think it's the values, that are different. I think that the morals and the value, marriage and that's the thing. Things are so twisted and so messed up now that it's like Zeke said that man's single.
Listen, Torrance, he about to get put in a headlock. He get put in a headlock.
I want y'all to understand and hear me clearly that if you make that choice, to be in that committed. And Jason said something, and I agree. He said, I love my wife as my wife before marriage. That is why we got married. That's great. But guess what? Before you got married, you were single. You were a single categoried person. I need y'all to understand what it is that I'm saying.
Understand. You tapped out for that word single tonight. You can't say that word no more.
Single. Single. I'm gonna say it again. But I need you guys. This stuff needs to be talked about because we put too much pressure and we put too much into the dating relationship, and people don't want to move forward in marriage because they I'm cool just being at this level. I'm cool just being right here, and they don't want to move to the next level. I'm just telling y'all, you single. Y'all ain't got to like the truth, but the truth gonna be the truth, y'all. You are single until you get married.
Listen,
that's what it is, man. And I'm not saying no, and I'm not saying go cheat. I'm not saying you have the right to go break somebody's heart. I'm not saying you have the right to go and run and do whatever it is that you want to do in that sense, because you still have to live morally. You still have to live with values. You still. You know what I'm saying? In a way that, I need y'all to hear me. I
No,
need y'all to
I'm
hear
just
me.
saying we hear you, but
Because I don't want y'all to get misunderstood, because I feel strongly about this, because you put too much emphasis on dating and not marriage. I'm just being real.
I think you need to put up Spanky's comment because he makes a lot of sense right now. Put that comment up.
He said being poly is not technically single. That made commitment and exchange.
And exchange
Brother,
a ring. We
listen, brother.
exchange a ring.
Listen, brother, you single.
We're not
all right?
single. We're
You
not single.
When you say I do, then you are not. No, because you know what? You can break that engagement off. There are many people who have broke that engagement off, and they wasn't in no kind of, you know what I'm saying, no kind of biblical error or nothing like that, because they broke that engagement off. Do y'all understand what I'm saying? It's the truth, man. Like you are single until you walk across that threshold and say I do. You are in the category of being a single person. Now that don't mean, now there's levels to being single. There's the level that's single, like, man, I'm about to stitch everything in here that I can get my hands on. You know what I'm saying? Then there's the level of single that's like, yo, I only date a few people. Then there's the level of single that's saying, hey, I do want to be just committed to this person because I'm thinking about marrying that person. I don't care what category of single you fall in, you single until you say I do. Today, a lot of women are calling their boyfriend, their husband, fooling themselves. Therefore, the man never really makes the commitment to marry them.
Yeah.
That was deep.
I agree. Yeah.
That's so foolish.
It's the truth, man. That's just how I feel, though. And it's my show, so I feel strongly about it. No, I just playing. No, but man, listen, I need y'all, to hear clear, what really is being said, because there needs to be a lot of clarity, and these conversations do need to happen, in relationships. They need to be had openly, so we can get proper understanding. We can actually talk about, what's actually what, you know what I mean? And when you're in a committed relationship, you be committed, be a moral person, have integrity, be committed to that relationship. But when you go fill out a job application and they say, are you married or single? I don't care how much of a committed relationship you in, you single. I don't know how else to tell you. You know what I'm saying? If you ain't filing taxes together, if you ain't, you know what I'm saying? Now you can do all kind of stuff together. Now you can buy houses together. You can do all kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? But he said, I get the single part. The world doesn't recognize a marriage until you say I do. But if you're dating, you're not single, especially if there's a verbal commitment or agreement. Now that's the last.
Mr. Murray.
But again, that is the last. No, you single. That's the last.
I'm not
level.
single.
That's
I'm
the
not
last
single.
level. But that's the last level of being single. You can't. You see, that goes back. That goes back to the cloudiness of dating and marriage. That goes right back to the same cloudiness of dating and marriage.
There's different levels.
You're not married until you married. And until you're married, I don't care what commitment you have as a single. This is the reason that Jesus said that a man should leave his mother and father and cling to his wife, not his girlfriend. Do y'all understand that? This is why you can be in that committed relationship. And again, I think you should have morals. I think you should have values. I think you should uphold integrity. I think you should do all of those things like that. But until you enter into that covenant marriage, guess what, buddy, ma'am, you're single. That's the reality of it. And y'all don't like it because it messes with y'all psyche about, your commitment level and things like that. You could be in a committed relationship and not be married. That's not what I'm saying. But what I am saying is that there's a whole different responsibility of commitment when it comes to dating and when it comes to marriage.
Of course.
Yeah, that's true.
Of course.
Y'all don't like it.
We can agree on that.
No, we agree.
We can agree on that.
You don't want to agree on the whole thing, but it's the truth anyhow. No. Y'all don't like it, but it's the truth.
Who's true?
It just is. It's just the truth. I'm telling y'all, it is. It is. Now I'm married, so I ain't got to worry about being single. Isaiah is speaking the truth. It does come down to integrity and keeping it 100 about your intentions. Yes, technically it is still single, but there should be integrity. Amen. In how you handle and honor the commitment you've entered into willingly. Yes, willingly. All right.
That's true.
How you entered into that willingly. Listen, that's like this is true, guys. I'm gonna be quiet, man. I don't want to go on this single rant because I really don't like when I say single so much. You know what I'm
You're
saying?
gonna keep saying it too.
No, I'm just saying, it's okay to be single. You know what I mean?
I had no problem. I had no problem with you
listen.
saying it until you said the one thing. I didn't agree with that.
No, but listen, and seriously, I want you, if you guys do have somebody, whether you're married or whether you are dating, if you have somebody, man, that you are committed to, and when I say committed, I mean like you have, given that person your commitment, man, your heart, and you say, hey, I just want to do life with you right now. You know what I mean? Then honor that. You know what I mean? Be respectful, have integrity, in that, because it is important. You know what I mean? You don't get no kind of points for breaking hearts, man. Let me tell you, you don't get no kind of points. You don't get no kind of, you might think you do. You know what I'm saying? Because Razine said it, and I feel at liberty to say it. You don't get no kind of points for having a whole bunch of hoes. I'm going to just tell you that right now.
Wait a minute.
Hey, you said it. Oh, I can't say it? Oh, okay. All right. It's a double standard tonight, y'all. It's a double standard. It's a double standard. Y'all don't like it, but it's a double standard. No, but you don't get it. You don't get points. You don't get points for having hoes. And you might think you do, but the reality of it is you're gonna wake up one day and you're gonna be like, dang, man, I wasted my time with all of this, when I could have been doing this. You have to be real, and Meta said it. You have to be true about your intentions, you know what I'm saying, with people. Women,
right.
don't think you gotta, you know what I'm saying, like you a bad, B because you going around here and you sleeping with this one and you doing that, and you doing this. Don't, fellas, you ain't got the, you don't get no notches on the wall, because you know what I'm saying, you knocked this one down and you knocked that one down. You know what I mean? You didn't do nothing, but had a moment of pleasure. You know what I'm saying? It's like, what do you want your legacy to be when you leave here?
Right.
That you knocked a whole bunch of women down. You know what I'm saying? Like that what do you want your legacy, especially if you have children? You know what I'm saying? Like, especially if you have children, that stuff is important, man. So you got to be true. You got to be true about your intentions with people, whether you single or you married. You gotta be true. Gotta be true.
Or you're committed.
He said a marriage certificate doesn't make you act different. It sure don't. If I cheat on you up until the point of marriage, how is a piece of paper going to stop me? Single is a mindset and a legal term for taxes. The covenant starts before you walk down the aisle. I agree. I don't disagree with that.
I agree.
I don't disagree.
This is why Jason should have been. He should have been on Worship Culture tonight.
That's true. No, I agree. I totally agree with that. I think it is a mindset, and I need y'all to hear me again. There's levels to singleness. There's levels to singleness. Like that last level of singleness is like, yo, I'm committed. I want to be with this person for the rest of my life. That's you still single though. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, that just is what it is. He says single is a mindset. It is, because you can be, you know what I'm saying, in a marriage and still living like you single. Man.
So let me ask this question. Have any of y'all been to a wedding and you guys brought your boyfriend, girlfriends, whatever, and it was time for you to catch the gardener or the flower? Like, does that feel awkward for you to go up there and say you're single, to go up there and catch the flower from the woman that's being married? Like, have you guys ever done that?
All right, say it one more time, because I was reading Tiffany comment. Say it one more time.
So have you ever been to a wedding with your boyfriend and with your girlfriend, and it was time for the single men to catch the gardener, the single woman to catch the flower? Does that make you feel weird having to get up to go catch the flower, to say that you're single, yet you brought your boyfriend or girlfriend with you?
Nah.
You're not married.
I did that.
Yeah.
Nah.
Tiffany's comment is good.
Because guess what? Because what are you, Meg? Go ahead and say it. What are you?
Single.
Thank you. All right. Yeah, I didn't say it that time, Meg said. No, but listen, everybody is making great points, and I understand y'all trying to drive home the point. And Jason said, you know, single is a mindset, and that is true, because you can be married and have the single. You can have the single mindset. You know what I'm saying? You can have the single mindset. My point is more status versus mindset. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
I'm not saying act single, you know what I'm saying, and you in a committed relationship. That ain't what I'm saying. I don't want y'all, you know, I want to sleep well tonight. I'm married. You understand what I'm saying? But I am saying that the truth behind what you are as a person is you are single. You don't become one until you get married. That's why the Bible said the twain, the two. You a separate person until you do actually get married. Now, if you want to function in that manner to where you build up to that, because it's stuff you ain't gonna learn about that person until after you get married. It's a whole bunch of stuff you're gonna be like, ooh, I ain't know this. Do I want to deal with this? Oh my God, I didn't know it was like this. I didn't know that was, you know what I'm saying? I didn't know that they did this. I didn't know that, you know, I'm serious. It's a whole lot of stuff that you find out after you get married that you have to learn how to become one. Becoming one ain't just you saying I do. Becoming one is functioning together, building together, moving the same way.
So I have another comment to
A
share.
lot of stuff. Let's see.
I have something else to say.
Go ahead.
So I was always one that believed that you're not a wife when you get married, or you're not a husband when you say I do. I believe that you are already those things, or you're preparing to be those things before that
Mhm.
happens. So I feel like when God said, he that finds a wife finds a good thing. He didn't say he that finds a young lady that will then become a wife. He already labeled her as a wife. So if that's the case, then my argument would be how I don't know. I guess I'm trying to say how are you single? How are you single until you get married if that's the case? Does that make sense?
No, I understand totally what you're saying. You can be something until, you know what I'm saying, or not
Mhm.
until, but you can already be something before you walk in it.
Right.
You
Right.
understand what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right. Right. Yeah.
David was anointed to be king before he actually became king.
Hmm.
David had the anointing of a king on him already, but
Right.
he wasn't king yet. You know what I mean? So you can already be. That's why the Bible said he that finds a wife. You know what I mean? You are already
Right.
prayerfully, you already, you know what I'm saying? You already those things. So you can already be that. But what about when you are on the dating scene? Are you a wife to everybody, or are you a wife just to one person? You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Wife status level that one has to achieve before they are married. I agree.
Hmm.
He said something educated tonight. Two
Spanky finally
things.
came through with something. He's like, "Go absolutely." Oh, so now,
I agree with
Spanky
you.
want to be on the monogamy
I
side
agree
now.
with you. I told you.
Spanky want to be on the no, but seriously, I mean, no, it is you know, it is true. Are you a wife to everybody, or are you a wife just to that person who will find you? You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
You know what I mean? You may be a wife, but you ain't a wife to the whole world. You know what I'm saying? You a wife to who it is that you actually supposed to, you know, supposed to be with, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah, I totally agree. You know, singleness is a mindset. I totally agree, you know, that when you make that commitment before you're married, to be committed to that. I totally agree with that. But I also do think in the same token, in the same sense, that you don't become two, or excuse me, you don't become one, you know what I mean, until you are married. You know what I mean? You are two, you know. Can you be married physically but still have a single? Yeah, absolutely.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
Birds. Yeah, that's a good question. Yeah,
That's
you
really good.
can be married physically but have that single, you know, single mindset where y'all doing, you know, y'all basically living two separate lives. You know, you coming, she going, she coming, you going, you know what I mean? And I don't mean in schedule, I mean just in life. in general. You know what I mean? You have two totally separate lives now. I'm at the point in my life, you know what I mean, where it's and I'll say this, I don't have to have a passcode on my phone. You know what I'm saying? I can leave my phone open and I can leave. Seriously, I don't have to flip my phone over on the table. Y'all don't like that kind of stuff because I'm messing with some of y'all now. You know what I'm saying? I don't have to flip my phone over on the table. My phone can be laid out. You know what I'm saying? Because me and my wife, we function as one. You understand what I mean? Like it ain't no secrets. If Isaiah say single one more time, Jason don't like it because it's the truth. You don't like it. Jason got mad when I'm looking at all the TikTok videos. You married, brother. You ain't single. All right. Come out of your singleness. Come out of it. I don't like this the truth anyhow. Single. Why y'all so offended with single? What's wrong with the word single? Ain't nothing wrong with being single. If you single, embrace it until God puts you in a relationship.
Can you stop saying that word?
I can't.
I'm just saying, it's the truth.
Stop saying that word.
Now some of y'all gonna wake up and you're gonna rethink your whole life. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna rethink your singleness. You know what I mean? Because you like, no, I'm serious, man. You gonna rethink it because it's being rehearsed over in your head, and y'all been playing marriage, and you ain't married. Y'all don't like the truth. Isaiah throw because they say, hey, listen, I don't just throw away no money. I don't care what it is. I don't throw that away for nothing. All right, man. I appreciate you guys. Did I put this one up? My grandma used to tell me, don't play the role of a wife to someone who labels you as his girlfriend.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
I agree.
Snaps fingers. Yep.
Yep.
Why? Why not? Because you're single. Exactly. Y'all don't like it. It's the truth.
But that's different. That's different, Isaiah. She's saying don't play the role of a wife. You know what I mean?
That is because some people do that. Right, some people they get in that mode where they like, yo, I'm totally committed, and you know what I'm saying, I'm washing his drawers. You know what I'm saying? All this, all that. Meg don't like.
I mean, it's happened before.
Meg ain't washing nobody drawers.
Not me. Not I.
Come on, Meg. Meg don't like that, man. Listen, man, we appreciate you guys. This has been a very eventful conversation. A lot of the married people spoke up. And I think it was healthy because we need more married people to speak up and to talk and, to put realness out there, versus what we actually see happening, man. So listen, we may come back. Let me see. A lot of people. Yeah, Elena. Yeah, that's true. A lot of women play the role of a wife in hopes they will actually become. Man, that is true, man. That is true. Let me ask y'all a question, then we're gonna get out of here. Do men get their heart broken just like
yes.
Just like women?
Oh yeah.
Wait, hold on.
They just mask it really well.
Hey, Megan, I want you to look at this screen. And I want y'all to soak this
in. When I get married, but the key word here is when you get married. I'm saying I'm not washing nobody underwear.
Is it all right if I leave this up for the rest of the night? I think I'm gonna do that
until I get married.
You know why? Because I'm not single. Come on here. Let's see. And I'm gonna leave this up for the rest of the night.
I will wash my husband's underwear.
Your husband. Your husband. We need to reestablish healthy modern dating rules. It is chaotic. Yeah, it is chaotic. Yeah, it's
that's
a
true.
lot of,
that's so true.
A lot of stuff.
Thank you. See, I told you he came to troll at first because at the end he got the good comments.
He said, "I don't know. I need." Let me see. What did he say? I need to a little bit of wife tendencies and glimpses beforehand. Just. You need to see what Torrance said he needs to see what they're working with first. He needs to see what the happenings is. Yeah. Let's see. They won't admit it. That is true. That's very true. Washing drawers, clipping toenails, popping pimples. Golly. I don't know which comment to put up first. Which one to leave
Jason,
up? I'm gonna leave
it's
this
like,
up for the rest of
man,
the night.
Jason, he a teenager all over again.
My wife won't clip my toenails. I got to do that myself. No, she would if I asked her. I mean, I wouldn't ask my wife to clip my toenails. She, you know what I'm saying? I'm okay. I'm fine. Man, thank y'all so much. This has been very, very eventful. And hopefully it is. Hey, my wife said go get a pedicure, bro. Cut it out, man. Go get a pedicure. No, what you mean? No, what?
She ain't clipping them toenails.
Nah, I wouldn't ask her to do that. Nah, man, I can do that myself, man. Nah, I don't need her. I don't need her to do that. But yeah, man, thank y'all so much. This is, man. I hope that somebody actually has been helped though tonight, like for real, with healthy dialogue and that a lot of clarity. You know what I'm saying? Has has come forward, man, because this stuff do need to be talked about. Relationships are at or under attack. I'll say it like that. When you have a strong relationship, you really can get a lot of things accomplished, and when you do honor, that commitment, man, you really can get a lot of things accomplished. So he said, and remember, boy, get out of here. Polygamy is power. No, Negro. I'm sorry for saying that word. I probably got some Caucasian people watching. But man, thank y'all so much. We appreciate you. Yeah, literally. Tell them, Elena, go to bed. If y'all don't know it, Elena makes some amazing bracelets. I do want to say this real quick. She makes some amazing bracelets and stuff like that. I got a couple. I got to come get a couple more, Elena, from you, man. So appreciate y'all, man. We out, man.